Good morning. I'll get you the injury information here that you need. So first of all, Dawson Knox will not practice today, personal reasons. Joey Bosa will be limited, Terrell Bernard limited, Spencer Brown and Joshua Palmer the same, both limited. Dalton Kincaid will be full, and then Cole Bishop is good to go. He was dealing with that calf that we talked about the other day. So with that, time's yours.
Did you say Dalton full?
Yes.
Sean, Ray Davis is amongst the league leaders in yards per kick return this season. How has he provided a spark to special teams, and what's to say about him? He's kind of making the most of this opportunity.
Yeah, you said it right there, making the most of one's opportunities. He's embraced that, both as a runner in our offense and then also with the kickoff game. So it's been good to see. Great example of doing exactly what you just said, and he's done a great job with it. He really has.
Sean, how big of a motivating factor is it to defend the AFC East, knowing what's on the line with a loss this weekend?
Yeah, it's certainly one of our goals every year. We also have other goals amongst that goal as well. So. We go into every game with the mindset of playing our best football.
What did you learn, Sean, about this Patriots team with a new coach and a lot of new players? Not so much X and O part, but the DNA of what this team is, what they're going to be in this new regime in New England.
Yeah, I mean, they did a good job changing some of the roster over and bringing in some players, especially along the defensive front, perimeter players, wide receiver-wise and whatnot. And, they're well coached. They do a really good job, Mike does, and Josh McDaniels, and across their coaching staff. You can just feel a difference in what they've done and how they're doing things. And so, we have a ton of respect, obviously, for the way that they've played this year in particular.
When you watch Drake Maye's tape, like this season, what stands out as the biggest steps he's taken from last year?
Just another year of experience, another year of maturity in the NFL and understanding NFL defenses. Really good player, very athletic, does a really good job in their offense in particular. And Josh does a phenomenal job of developing quarterbacks, Josh McDaniels, and he's done it. He's done it several times before, and this is no different. So Maye is playing at a very, very high level.
Sean, what can you take from the first meeting with them earlier in the season and use it as part of your preparation this weekend?
You try and take every play and take everything out of every play that you can, from information to what we can do better, and that's really where we start with how we can do things better on our side. They're certainly a great team. I think they've won 10 in a row or more, and where they're at in terms of the overall AFC picture. So it'll be a big challenge for us.
Going off of that, how have you seen your team mature from that previous matchup early October to now where this team is at?
I mean, every team's on their own journey, really. We're on ours, and that's really where our focus is our journey, what we're trying to do as a football team, how we're trying to improve this week specifically, and that's really what we're focused on, is who we are and what we're trying to do and how we need to improve week to week.
We asked you a while ago about identity, and you said it's in progress, to figure out an identity. And then you look at the last two wins done very differently. Do you see a common thread in those games, even though they were played differently and you've won both of them? And have you found an identity, do you think, as a team?
No, we're getting there. I think we're moving in the right direction. We've had a number of different lineups week to week, so it's maybe happened a little bit later than we would have liked, but I really appreciate how the players and the staff have persevered through it all, and these guys are enjoying playing together, and they have a lot of trust in one another. So we just take them one game at a time right now.
With the injuries you've had at defensive tackle, what have Daquan and Jordan meant on and off the field?
Jordan Phillips?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, their veteran leadership goes a long way, how they approach practice, how they approach each opponent week to week, and their focus. And I mean, that's just, you can watch a veteran player and learn from them, but then from time to time you can also, in addition to watching them, you can learn from what they say and how they say things. So I think that's been a good thing for us, for those young players in particular.
Brandon Cook's been in the building for a couple weeks now. He's played 2 games. hasn't done much yet, obviously, but where do you think he is in his progression, and can you maybe get something out of him here moving forward?
Yeah, he's been a really good addition. As I've said before, Sal, he's very much a pro in all ways, great teammate, tremendous approach week to week, brings energy to our football team. So, he just goes about his business the right way and takes it one game at a time.
Is there an update on Darius Slay?
No. If there is, I don't have it, so that's more of a Brandon question.
Mike Tomlin has that saying, I want volunteers, not hostages. Does there come a point where if he's not showed up, you'd rather he not?
You talking about Darius Slay? Yeah, I'm not going to answer questions about Darius Slay. Respectfully, that's a question for Brandon. I'm focused on our current team and this game this week.
Sean, to what do you attribute the keys to your team's success in the month of December?
I don't know. I don't. I mean, it's just every year is different. Every team's different. So that's why it gets hard to say, okay, well, this team, it was because of this, or and then the next year it was because of maybe something different, subtly different. So really respect your question. I think the hardest thing is to really say, okay, with this team, it's going to be this, because the teams change year to year. And you guys know, as I just alluded to earlier, it's the journey of a season. And last year's team at this point in the year was in a different spot than this year's team is this year. And we know in some form at least why, right, with some of the things we've dealt with. So, but each year the journey is special, and you need to enjoy it. And part of the challenge of the journey is how do you make in-season adjustments and corrections, and you were zigging, you need to zag, and so I know it's a general answer for you, but that's really, in my mind at least, how I see it. That's also part of what makes it so special when you do what you can do in December and get on to playing good football, is all that goes into it, with everybody being in it for the right reasons, and all the hands that are in that equation, if you will. So it's a fun part of the year.
All 4 of your losses this season, you guys have lost the turnover battle, 3 of those on the road. How much more important is that, taking care of the ball and then trying to get some takeaways on the road against a good team?
Yeah, really good team, as I've said. I'm sure they're feeling good about themselves, and they should. They're one of the top teams, if not the top team in the AFC right now, and we'll have our work cut out for us. And you don't take care of the ball against any team in the league, it's going to be hard to win, in particular a team this strong.
Sean, you said after the last game you played in New England, we played the game they wanted us to play. How do you make sure that doesn't happen again?
Well, you can't control everything. If you could control everything, this would be easy, right? It's never easy. But the things that we need to control, you're right, we need to control. And that goes into how we approach the game, and then how we execute on game day. So the ball is an important piece of all that, right? So I'm sure for them, like it is for us, and so it's an important part of winning football and putting yourself in a position to win.
Hey, Sean, this game, a lot of speculation that this was going to be moved to a primetime spot. Are you glad it stayed right at 1 o'clock?
Yeah, it's
especially a road
1
game?
o'clock. Yeah, it's because I'll be getting home after my bedtime, so I don't. No, it's we play them whenever they're scheduled. So it's we've been up there, late at night quite a few times and playing some games up there, and they've come here and done the same. So I think it's really just about 2 good football teams, and you play when the schedule calls for you to play, but quite a few night games as well on both sides.
What's your overview of Drake Maye, just in general, now that because he's a young quarterback, I know that what you maybe thought of him 2 months ago can change pretty drastically, or maybe not.
No, yeah, I mean, he continues to grow, and this is what I was saying earlier. I think Elaine asked the question of his development, year 1 to year 2. Right away you look at, the coaching that he's getting in Josh McDaniels, and then you're looking at the players, the people around him, the staff around him. You're looking at, I'm sure I don't know him, but I'm sure the way he's wired, he seems like a competitive player who I'm sure works very hard to improve at his craft, like a lot of us do. So he's off to a great start.
I know one more week at least on the progress McCole Hartman's making.
Moving in the right direction. We'll see, where it goes 1 week at a time here. All right. Thank you, guys.